You're listening to the Geek Awakens, where the talk is geekier than pulling a fog on turn 5 of a draw match in Magic the Gathering. And here's your host, it's Mitch.
I mean, admittedly, I don't Magic, but those words in that order make no sense to me.
I'm in the exact same. Like, I had to read that, and I'm like, yeah, I got nothing.
I really need to know what that means.
I'm with you on that. Also joining us is Lilith. If her mic is not on, is it on? Is it on? There's a switch. There it is.
Is it on now?
Hey, there it is.
Hi. Hello.
So I don't know who keeps turning off these mics, but they're not meant to be turned off. They're just meant to be on at all times. That way I can just unmute from the board. But every night it's like someone's like, hey.
It's the mic fairy.
I was thinking Gremlin. So yeah.
Gremlin,
that
mic
too.
fairy.
Yeah.
That's whatevskis.
Whatevs. Yay.
So.
Anywho.
Yeah, so. Okay, two things. One, Lilith may be a familiar voice.
Hello.
She was on the show before. She went by a different name then. She's in witness protection now, so she has to go by Lilith.
I saw some things. I don't like to talk about it.
Right.
Well, and more importantly, you're held by the law to not talk about it.
Yep.
Right.
Anywho.
So, okay, so going back to how we opened the show, what the hell was that?
Okay, so Magic the Gathering people will know what this means. So when you are playing somebody in a competitive mode game, essentially,
right,
for Magic the Gathering, if time has been called, you have 5 turns starting with 0. So you play turn 0, your opponent plays turn 1, you play turn 2, and so on and so forth. If on turn 5 the person is attacking you and you have a fog and you play it, because it's an instant, which means it can be cast whenever during the game.
Sure.
It negates all damage that would be done to you. So if that person swings with everything, every attacking creature that they have, trying to kill you so they can get the win, you are just like, sorry, nope. And it's like, ha. It's a trump card kind of thing.
It's like a wild card almost.
Yeah, it's really nice to have.
I like it.
People
Sounds
keep
great.
it for the very end often.
Right.
For like all is lost moment. So that way you get the tie instead of a loss. Because your win-loss tie ratio matters, especially if you go into competitive and really high-ranking things. It's important. Glad I could explain that to you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been enriched a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't also Magic.
It is not called Magic.
I know. No, I don't.
You
know.
don't play Magic.
Well, that was fun.
I heard that.
Apparently, my antivirus software has expired. So what do you call it? What do you call it?
Playing Magic.
Oh, playing Magic. Okay.
But you don't call it
I don't magic.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, that's something that I think I started picking it up from Tabitha. I know she says it a lot. But, like, she'll say it's more like...
I don't book.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I don't book.
I don't math.
I don't Doctor Who, That's,
I mean, I guess I could see that.
That's
but
where that came from.
Magic gets a little weird. You could say I don't MTG. Because that's discerning it from, like, Chris Angel Magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I do Magic.
Like Chris Angel?
Well, not to that caliber, but
Well,
I
that
definitely...
genre is what I meant.
Yeah.
Well, see, then you can't say I don't Magic, because clearly you do.
Fine.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh!
This is why we can't have
Mitch
nice
is breaking things.
I'm so sorry.
This is why we... So, yeah.
You can take that out of my salary.
Right. I don't MTG.
No.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it sounds fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun. I have over 15,000 cards. Let's put it that way.
Just a couple then, huh?
That's a lot. Couple $100 worth. Couple $1,000 worth because I have really nice cards. Sorry. I'm nerding out way more than you two. You're both just looking at me.
It's okay.
If I decide to get into like this whole Magic the Gathering stuff and you ever die, can I have your cards?
You can... No.
Okay.
They're already promised to people. Certain cards are. You can have like the commons.
Well, that's just lame.
Why?
Wow.
There are some really nice commons. I had a common once that was $30 for one card. A little piece of cardboard. $30. The most expensive card that I know of is $400,000.
That's all. Well,
I saw it once.
I have 2 of them.
I got to hold it. Do you know how
Really?
amazing that was? I was like,
You held $400,000 in your hand, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like the time I went to the gold store, and I'm like, can I hold a bar of gold? Guy's like, I guess. Can I lock the door? I'm like, that's fair. So I held a bar.
I was at a convention, and it was through a couple inches of plexiglass, but I still held it.
I mean, were you at all tempted to try to like just sneak it into your pocket, like, look over there?
No, because they had people manning that booth on either end, and anytime they allow someone to hold it or touch it, which I think it's because I'm a female, because they were told no to several male people.
Huh.
And I was like, please, I just want to hold it. Yeah, they were looking at me, like, glaring at me, like, if you move, make a wrong move, see?
See,
Like,
that's where
yeah.
being a magician would be awesome. I just replace it with a duplicate.
Good luck.
Here you go, sir. Thank you.
And it's just like a hand-drawn magic card. Like, it's like misspelled and everything.
Right? MAJIC.
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
I'm just looking at you like, no.
It would be misspelled. That's...
I get it. Why would you do such a thing? You're a horrible person.
Okay.
I'm not looking at you anymore.
He hasn't actually done it, just so we're on the same page.
I mean, yeah, that's a thing. I've not
Don't
yet...
do that.
I don't intend to. Let's be real for a second.
Good.
No.
Okay.
So,
Let's talk geek stuff.
Yes.
More
That's
geek.
not
Yes.
MTG.
Right.
so anyway.
Well, that's fun. I think
Oh, did I do that?
it's possible that somebody did that, but
I might have
it's-
did that.
We're still going. They can hear us.
I can-
They can
So-
hear, that's all that's important.
Cool. I can't hear us.
Hear us at
Okay.
all. I mean, that's
Oh.
There we go.
Oh. That
so.
was loud.
So,
You must have turned the volume down on the headphones. Thanks,
I
man.
am gonna put that there for a minute.
You're
probably a good
breaking
call.
everything.
I really am.
Mitch is breaking the studio today, guys.
So,
I don't know how to feel about it.
There's that. So anyway,
I'm not.
all right. So I guess first thing over the weekend, if you were following us on Facebook and whatnot,
Which you should be.
right, you saw that Lilith and I went to Wizard World.
Comic-Con.
I'm
Whoop,
so
whoop.
jealous.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should have come with us.
There was no way I could swing it this time.
Well, maybe you should come to C2E2.
Oh, I intend to go back to C2E2. That's
Yeah.
happening.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Wizard World. What'd you think?
My overall, or
Yeah. Give it a grade.
is there a bell curve on this grade? It was
Okay, give us.
it was a C minus
Oh.
Ooh.
for me. Sorry.
Okay, so why?
C2E2, let's put it in perspective.
Okay.
C2E2 for me this year was like a B plus.
Okay.
So it was great. It was above average. It wasn't perfect.
So average for you is like the C?
Average is like a solid B
Oh.
or a B minus, C plus. Yeah.
Okay. C plus. So you're giving C2 a C plus.
I'm giving C2E2 a B plus.
B plus.
It was above average.
Right. And then you said C minus?
C minus.
Well, that's not terrible. So
It wasn't terrible.
Just
It wasn't
below
failing.
average. Right.
It wasn't failing.
Right. I'm happy with a C.
It was just below the average of what I think conventions are.
So what draws you to that conclusion?
Wizard World itself, not the con.
Okay.
The everything that goes on behind the scenes, and the vendors that they have coming. The booths, I feel, aren't as up to standard as I would like them to be.
Sure.
There weren't as many comics for reasonable prices. It seemed extremely... What was the word I used?
Well, why are you thinking of that word? I mean,
Thank you.
I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit. I mean, yes, there were plenty of booths that were selling comics for outrageous prices. Like, we're talking $30 plus for a random issue for a DC comic during the New 52. So I mean, like, less than 10 years old even. And it's like, there's no reason for that to be that much. But I mean, on the flip side, I found some really good deals on some comics
Sure.
as well. So I mean, there was that. I mean, for every one of those that you had that were ridiculously priced, I mean, there's another one that, I mean, you had to search for, but you know, you
Kinda like
you
an
got
Easter egg
fine,
then.
yeah. But I mean, but that said, yeah, there were
I'm still trying to figure out the word.
there were
Sorry, I just gave Lilith this look, and she was like, "What? I'm still." Oh, okay, got it.
I'm still thinking. It's my thinking face.
Gotcha.
Thinking face.
It's just my face.
But that said, I mean, there were more comic vendors at this year in Chicago than there were like our last year going to St. Louis. That was
St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis was a subpar convention for me.
Well, and I think that's kind of the thing for it, though. I mean, I've never been to the St. Louis Wizard World, but
Very small.
from what I understand, it's not a big thing.
yeah.
No.
You know, the big one's Chicago here. Then you just go a couple hours south of where we are, and you got St. Louis.
I'd
but
really
it's
like to go to
thrown
Indianapolis. Throwing that out there for you too. Anytime.
Yeah.
There's PopCon. There's Comic-Con there. And then I know the venue very, very well. That's where I go for my gaming convention.
together. Nice. How was John Barrowman?
Star of the show. Man after my heart.
I love the first time I went to Wizard World. John Barrowman was there. It was my favorite panel all day, all weekend. And so, how did that go for you guys? What did you guys think?
Well, okay, so really just the way that the weekend planned out, because we were talking about going to some other panels, and just one thing led to another, and we didn't end up going. John Barrowman was one of maybe 2 panels that we went to.
I went to a Pokemon panel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you went off and did something else.
Yeah,
I went
that's
to
right.
Pokemon.
That's right.
And we went to a trivia one.
Yeah.
Were
Okay.
there any screenings?
There was trailers. It's called Trailer Park.
Yeah.
That was like a whole bunch of trailers, but
I would have really gotten into that.
yep,
Yeah, I love trailers.
Shout out to my friend Victoria. She went.
Oh.
She enjoyed it. She loved it. She was sending me messages as best she could because cell signal, as we experienced, was
Yeah.
awful.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
my. 3G if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, my phone likes to play this game sometimes where it'll say that it's 4G or even 4G LTE, and it's not. And it's
Psych.
not. There was one time, the video that I posted with Whimsical Whiskers.
Blue Jasmine.
Blue Jasmine, but Whimsical Whiskers.
Yeah, Whimsical Whiskers
Anyway,
was on there.
Sorry, but yes, with Blue Jasmine. We recorded that. It was one of the first things we did Saturday morning. That didn't get recorded or put up onto Facebook until
We left.
well into the evening Saturday night because
Did you take a screenshot?
I did take a screenshot.
Good.
Because at one time, I got this message. It said, Facebook upload in progress. Your upload is expected to be finished in 548 hours. Do you want to continue?
No.
No.
Wow.
I will try again later.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you guys get a chance to meet up with Jeremy Bailey while you were there?
We did. That was actually one of the last things that we did. Because it was
Yeah.
after the Barrowman panel.
We stopped in the XP Lounge.
Yeah.
Oh.
They were setting up for speed dating.
Right after the guy from Leverage.
Okay.
Something Kane.
Sure.
I forget his name. I took a picture of him.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of like 40-year-old women in there with him.
Oh, okay.
He's very popular with the ladies.
Very well.
But yeah, we went in there.
And then they were gearing up for speed dating.
Yes. Don't hate.
You know
Like-
what? If I ever find myself single at a comic convention, I'm doing it.
That's what I said. And ever since I found out they did that, I haven't been single at a convention. So it's,
Kind of my situation as well.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Mitch.
No, I was just gonna chime in and throw in my 2 cents for that. I mean, for me, and we and Miriam, or Lilith and I have talked, and sorry,
It's okay.
but anyway, so Lilith and I were talked, and we've had this discussion before too. Oh my goodness.
Nope. Thank you, Pickett.
Anyway, I'm
You're
sorry.
breaking things again.
This is awful.
Was that Mitch again?
It was me.
Yeah, and people, you guys don't know what's going on here, but Mitch keeps unplugging stuff.
I'm
Taking
plugging stuff.
What? I can
That was not me.
Okay, well, it's back now. We're good.
Okay.
Weird.
But anyway,
Just put everything down. Nobody touch anything. Oh my
Nobody
gosh.
move. See?
Ah.
Anyway.
we have differing opinions when it comes to long distance relationships and whatnot.
Yes.
And I feel like something at a Comic-Con, especially a Comic-Con that's not local to you, that's almost a guarantee that,
Not going to work out.
exactly. I mean, yeah, you might stumble upon somebody else from Springfield or from your hometown or whatever, but I feel like the chances of that are pretty slim. Now, if I lived in Chicago and went to Comic-Con and, speed dating, sure, why not? But I don't think it's for me in terms of logistics and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, my significant other lives in Lincoln, Illinois, which is 30 minutes.
Yeah, but it's not Chicago.
Bear with me.
No. Sorry, guys.
And so, and we make that work, but sometimes it's a struggle. We can't just. It's difficult to be like, hey, what are you doing? You want to hang out? Sure. Oh, wait, I got to drive 30 minutes first. And that's
I don't want to hear it.
You know what?
I don't want. My boyfriend lives in Madison, Wisconsin. I have to take days off of work to go see him.
It's a valid point.
It's like a 4.5 hour minimum drive. We make it work. Go away, phone.
Okay. So, anyways, off the dating topic here. What is this, a geek show or the dating game? I don't even know anymore.
I like that they call it sci-fi speed dating, though. It's kind of neat. Anyway.
Yeah. So, any last Wizard World thoughts before we move on?
I thought I'd never seen Bruce Campbell before.
Yeah.
And I liked what he did with the little kid. That sounds really wrong. He he had a small child who dressed up as Ash from The Evil Dead.
Nice.
And came up and interviewed him real fast. And the kid was making him laugh. And the kid got $40.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say what he told the kid to go buy because it's not podcast appropriate.
What about that marriage proposal that happened during the Bruce Campbell thing?
Oh, my...
Wait, what happened?
There was a marriage proposal. This dude, they had known each other for 6 months. Okay, they met. They're from New York City. They met at a burlesque show where she was on stage and he was a customer. And she was pretty much like, yeah, I mean, he's cool. Yeah, whatever. Why are we on stage? And the guy got down and proposed, and they asked her, so, what are you going to go do? I'm going to kick his butt afterwards. Like.
So she didn't say yes?
She said yes, but I'm going to kick your butt later. Which, I mean...
Okay.
I mean, but she did not seem very happy. I mean, there was no happiness. There was no jumping. There was no excited.
Maybe...
That's awkward.
It is awkward.
Maybe she doesn't like being put on the spot in public situations like that.
And shouldn't he know that? And plan accordingly.
Yeah, good point.
That's what
look,
saying.
if you're to a point where you're ready to propose to somebody,
Right.
You better know well enough if they like crowds, especially if you plan on doing it in front of, Bruce Campbell and, what?
I posted a picture of that panel room. It was full. There were a couple hundred people in there. And if she doesn't like crowds, then you don't do that.
No.
You don't do that.
No.
If you wanted to be at a Bruce Campbell thing, go do the photograph and propose at the photograph. That's where you do that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's fair.
People, take note.
Anyway, so
we'll pass the note along to your...
No, people. Just people.
Very well then.
So, all right, so moving on a little bit. All right, so this was actually a story from last week, but we weren't, here last week.
Right.
They have announced, and I don't know if it's been confirmed, but it kind of like sources are saying that Disney Channel actress Zendaya is cast as Mary Jane in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Right.
So Zendaya is just trying to get like an age range. I mean, she's on Disney Channel, she's younger. But anyway, there are people on the internet who aren't happy because she's a black actress, and so they're saying Mary Jane needs to be white.
You've got mail.
They are not saying that you've got mail.
They're not. You're
No.
right.
Anyway.
She is 19.
She's Really?
Zendaya Marie Stormer Coleman.
Huh.
Which makes me think Doctor Who.
Yeah.
She was born September 1st, 1996. Happy early birthday if you're listening.
And she is.
You never know.
Well, of course.
Yeah. But there has been one person who's come out in support of the casting. It's actually none other than Stan Lee.
Woohoo!
He said that if she is as good an actress as I hear she is, I think she'll be absolutely wonderful. The color of their skin doesn't matter. Their religion doesn't matter. All that matters is the right person for the role.
Right.
And that's how I feel too. I mean, let's wait and see. I mean, now yeah, this is a Sony movie, but Marvel has a say in casting, right?
I mean, I would assume so. I mean,
Yeah.
it's now not just
Right.
Sony property. So
Right.
I mean, I imagine whoever's in charge of casting has been
Yeah.
agreed upon by both sides.
And Marvel hasn't screwed up a casting yet.
Nope.
The only thing that I want to see is for her version of Mary Jane to have red hair. I don't care about the color of her skin. Mary Jane is a redhead.
Yes.
So as long as that happens, and and as long as she's obviously good for the role, then I'm happy. But
Now we used to have a guy on the show, Chuck. He's always a big proponent of keeping it original. So that would be his argument. That's not Mary Jane. But I'm with you on that. I think that I completely agree that, you know what? As long as she can portray that character awesomely, that's all I care about.
right, and I understand Chuck's position to a certain extent, but at the same time, the way that I've kind of started to mold my opinion or whatever is, yeah, she's not the Mary Jane from the comics, but this is not the same universe as
Right.
Mary Jane. This is not even the same universe as Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man or
Tobey
Tobey
Maguire.
Maguire's Spider-Man, you
Right.
know. So then, if this is taking place essentially in a separate universe, then I think that there is room for a Black Mary Jane or whatever.
Right.
I just want her to be a redhead. Or even if she just has like red streaks in her hair. Give me something.
Well, I would prefer a full redhead.
Well, yeah.
I mean, obviously.
But
She's dyed her hair red before. She looks fine.
Nice. So there you go. Oh, yeah.
She looks
that
fine.
works.
so other MCU news, it was actually announced today. Well, not announced, but whatever. There was an interview with the Russo brothers talking about the Captain America Civil War DVD. And Joe Russo said that I think him dropping the shield is him letting go of that identity being Captain America. It's him admitting that certainty, the identity of Captain America was in conflict with the very personal choice that he was making. So with
Right.
that, they're basically saying that Steve Rogers is not Captain America anymore in the MCU.
I see my issue is this, and they say that they haven't flat out just said that. It hasn't been official that Steve Rogers is no longer Captain America.
Right.
So I'm kind of one of those, like, I'm sure if that's the case, then in the next movie that'll be determined.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And I could see, like, at the beginning of Infinity War, him not being Captain America or whatever, and then towards the end of the movie, guess who's back?
right.
But that said, I mean, let's take it on the flip side. Let's say that he is actually, they are going to replace him as Captain America. Who is going to take it up next?
Well, the logical first guess is Bucky Barnes, but
True.
at the same time, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, they could skip over that whole Bucky as Captain. They could, have Falcon,
Yeah.
who is the current Captain America. Which, if we know people on the internet, I know that won't go over too well.
Which is stupid.
Nothing ever goes well with the internet.
No, it doesn't.
I guess as long as it's somebody who's actually been a Captain America, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be just some random person introducing this person as Captain America. No,
Or Hawkeye is the new Captain America.
that would be stupid.
That would be terrible.
It would be terrible.
I wasn't suggesting it would be
And
a
I
good
like
idea.
Hawkeye.
So do I.
I'm just saying. You look like you have to sneeze.
I was trying to yawn. Appreciate you bringing that up. I'm already bored with our own show. Jeez. Get me off this thing.
Great.
Anyways. Hey, quick question about that. So the current captain, who is that? Is that Is that Falcon?
Now we're talking in the comics.
Correct.
Both. Yeah, because you've got Falcon, who's being Captain America, and people don't really like him because he's not Steve Rogers. And then Steve Rogers is now Captain America as well. And when they announced that Steve Rogers was coming back, they said that basically there's room, in the Marvel universe for 2 Captain Americas, just like there are 2 Spider-Mans.
Because his name is
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Anyway, there's room for 2 Spider-Mans.
That just sounds wrong, though.
It
I
does,
know.
but it's grammatically correct.
Right.
There are 2 Hawkeyes. So I mean, it's not something that's
Wait, so this
new.
is a thing? Like, see, I'm not up to date on comic books.
Yeah.
My as we all know, my expertise is technology. So, when it comes down to like this comic book stuff, I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah. So there are two Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
Peter Parker and Miles Morales.
Okay. I mean, wow.
Yeah. I just kind of blew your mind hole a
Did you
little
just do that?
No, I don't really know what happened here.
I can only hear out of one ear. It's all good.
Yeah. But no, so, okay. All right.
Are you processing this?
I am. I've always only thought, hey, there's only one,
I used to think that.
just one Spider-Man. One.
And then I hung out with Mitch.
bit. Yeah. For a while, Miles was in
Gosh.
the Ultimate Universe, and then after Secret Wars, which was a couple years ago now, or I guess just last year, those universes kind of melded together or whatever.
Right.
And Miles Morales became part of the regular universe.
Okay.
It gets
So-
a bit confusing.
A little bit.
It's non-linear. It's timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Gotcha.
Big
Yeah.
ball of stuff.
I don't know about non-linear. I mean, it wasn't like in a different, like, it's not like they brought in Miles Morales from the future or from the past or anything. I mean,
No,
it was in a
but-
parallel universe.
Which isn't linear.
Yeah.
So my statement stands.
Anyway, whatever.
The voice of reason. Thank you, Lilith.
You're welcome.
So, while we're talking about Marvel Comics, we talked about a few weeks ago that Tony Stark is no longer going to be Iron Man, and he's going to be replaced by a girl named Riri Williams.
I'm actually kind of excited.
Yes, Riri Williams. But anyway, so then the question became, because she's this 15-year-old girl, the question became, well, why is she going to be Iron Man? But it's actually been announced that her superhero name is going to actually be Ironheart. So,
Ironheart.
Ironheart. They didn't want to name her.
She's so cute.
They didn't want to name her Iron Woman. They didn't want to name her
Iron Girl.
Yeah, they couldn't name her Iron Maiden.
But that would have been so cool.
But the confusing thing is that it's the name of the book is still going to be The Invincible Iron Man.
Well, that just makes no sense.
What?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So I kind of like this idea because the big complaint or whatever with people like Sam Wilson taking over as Captain America, Jane Foster taking over as Thor, et cetera, is that, well, why
Wait,
don't...
What? I'm sorry. I am.
You
my
don't
mind
know
is
about Lady Thor.
no.
She's just Thor.
I'm
my
referring.
mind
to
is
her
being
as-
blown as we speak.
There is a
guys.
woman Thor.
Yeah.
Been out for a while. She's
It's
a
Jane
badass.
Foster.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I feel
Look it
so-
up, bro.
I feel so dumb right now.
Well, you should.
Well, that's just me.
I love you.
But,
There.
I'm better.
Good.
But
Go on, sorry.
No, that's all right. But the argument has always been, well, if you're wanting these, diverse characters or whatever, then have them create their own characters. Have them be their own person or whatever.
Right.
Which that's kind of what they're doing. If she's not going to be actually called Iron Man, I feel like that sets things up for when Tony Stark eventually does become Iron Man again, because I assume that's going to happen at some point, then Ironheart can still be around.
Right. But
Continue.
But for me, I mean, I guess if you're going to introduce a new character and that's going to be the main character, then it should not be the same book. You know?
Yeah. That's what.
It's not the story of... It's not the Invincible Iron Heart. It's the Invincible Iron Man. And if Iron Man is going to continue just being Iron Man, or Tony Stark is going to be whatever...
Well, that's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen with Tony Stark. Because with... In the Invincible Iron Man, which it's still, even though it's going to be a new number one, it's still going to be a continuation of the current Iron Man story. Riri's already appeared in the book.
Sure.
Like, she's already been introduced as a character. And actually, once she becomes Ironheart, her AI or whatever is actually going to be, is going to take on Tony Stark's personality. It's going to be kind of like a hologram version of Tony Stark or whatever.
So, like, her version of, like, Jarvis or...
Exactly.
Okay.
Tony Stark forever immortalized as a Jarvis.
It's kind of awesome.
Dude, I want it.
I actually just want Jarvis. Like, I always told everybody, if I ever got a GPS, I'd want Jarvis to be the voice.
Morgan Freeman.
I mean, that was cool,
Yeah.
but it's freaking Jarvis.
I want a Jarvis.
I just want Jarvis. Yeah, just Jarvis would be fine.
Yeah, just a Jarvis.
Just Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Yeah.
Hashtag free Jarvis.
Make 3D.
Wait, didn't Jarvis become Vision?
He did.
Yeah.
That's so weird too. But
Yeah.
so wait, who? What is it? Friday? What was the new? No, the worst song ever. Who is the new?
The
yeah.
worst song ever is
Oh.
actually the sequel to Friday. It's called
There's a
Saturday.
sequel.
It's called Saturday.
And you know, he knows it.
You would know it.
Yes, he would.
I love Friday. I'm not even gonna lie.
I know. I have videos of you singing it.
Let's not talk about that.
Wait, what?
No,
This is what happens when you're invited back.
I know. They're not to be shared with anybody. I'm sorry.
Almost anybody.
No, just Mitch and myself.
Almost anybody.
And Courtney, who was there.
Yeah.
Look, guys, we got to make this a thing. I need to at least see this video. We'll talk later. Go on.
Invent a TARDIS. Go back in time.
Join the party. I got it.
Anyway, I believe you were asking a question. What about Friday?
Who's the new AI for Tony Stark at least in the series of the films, the MCU?
Oh, in the MCU, I don't know. That's a good question.
I forget.
Google.
Because did we see any of that in Civil War?
We saw it in Avengers.
Age of Ultron?
Yeah.
That was still Jarvis.
Jarvis was only there until Vision, and then Vision was replaced, or Jarvis was replaced by somebody else. He still had an AI, but it was a female.
Could it be based off of Pepper?
It is.
Okay.
The story goes like this. Pepper Potts has been secretary, so he creates a new one, and he calls it his Girl Friday.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what I thought. Okay, so anyways, moving on.
Yes.
There you go. His Girl Friday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Glad I could help. That was my contribution to that whole thing.
I'm so proud.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you guys all know, earlier this summer at the Cincinnati Zoo, things happened. Gorilla named Harambe was shot and killed after an incident involving a child. And there was, public outcry or whatever for a while, and then it kind of just died down.
Right.
Up until a couple weeks, maybe a month ago, these memes and stuff have been popping up everywhere. Some subtle. There was this one tweet. It was from at Ruined Picnic, and I always read this in Michael Caine's voice. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, but it says, "At a little cafe in Paris, I suddenly look up and see Harambe sitting at another table. We exchange a smile and a nod, and quietly I leave." In reference to, obviously, Dark Knight Rises. But anyway, so it's gone a little bit too far. there are, in Australia, there are Facebook events for, there are some that are called, basically it's Jumping for Harambe, where you're invited to, as a group, jump off a bridge
Oh.
for Harambe. Yeah, they used to be called Mass Suicide Bridge Jump for Harambe. But then they realized, hey, that's probably taking it a little bit too far, so they dropped off the mass suicide.
Well then.
And the
Yeah.
bridge that they're choosing is actually like
There are a couple of bridges, but yeah.
the main one that I read about.
Mm-hmm.
They actually had to erect a suicide prevention barrier because so many people were trying to do that.
Well, that's
Huh.
the way that I understood it. It's a bridge that's popular for people committing suicide. Like even before this.
Yeah. And they had to.
Yeah, I would say they've gone a bit far.
Yeah. It's to the point where the Cincinnati Zoo had to delete like all their social media accounts.
Whoa.
Because
Internet
people
sucks.
would keep trolling the zoo, and eventually they put out a statement saying, "We are not amused by the memes, petitions, and signs about Harambe. Our zoo family is still healing, and the constant mention of Harambe makes moving forward more difficult for us."
Well, sure.
And then they just kept going.
That's what trolls do.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're trolling and you're listening, you need to stop.
Yeah.
Please.
How cool would it be if we had a troll? I'm not gonna lie. I'd be okay with that.
Only if we had 3 billy goats.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well played.
Hey,
Well played.
talked
And-
about bridges.
Right. And
Full circle. Love it. All right, moving on.
my thing with Harambe is that, you know, these people, like, they're not doing it actually, you know, to get justice for the gorilla or anything like that. I mean, if that were the case, then there wouldn't have been that downtime that we had, you know, from the incident to now. I mean, these people are just trying to be funny, and it's not funny anymore.
It wasn't funny to begin with.
No.
It wasn't funny then. It's not funny now.
Yeah.
You're just making a fool of yourself.
So, anyway, I need to be like my spirits brought up or whatever. Lilith, you had a couple of magic stories, I think.
Oh, yes.
A couple
Okay.
more magic stories.
Well, yeah, I was like, I've already talked a little bit
Well,
about
Magic the Gathering.
Yes, right.
How's David Blaine these days? Anyways.
I wouldn't know. Okay, so, since neither of you play Magic the Gathering, you don't know, but there is such a thing called a pro tour. It is where people professionally and for compensation, often full time, play a card game.
That would be the life.
Right?
To be able to like,
Just play card games all day? I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if they have a Skip Bow Pro Tour. Or like
not.
Uno?
man,
Bruno?
I
Bruno?
would drop so many draw 4 wilds on you people. I'd be a millionaire.
Off the chain, yo. Anyway, no, I said that I went there. So it's like a circuit, and you travel around, and you go to different places, and you compete at different levels, in order to qualify for the Pro Tour. So they have things called Pro Tour qualifiers.
Right.
Actually, they have them every year at Gen Con that I go to. Didn't go this year because of work, but every other year I've gone. And you basically pay a small fee, you know, enter to win. But the grand prize of the Magic Pro Tour is a pool of, and I want to hear guesses of how much you think the prize pool is for winning this.
Well, like $20,000?
Mitch?
I'm going to say $75,000.
You're both quite wrong. Quite wrong.
Or like really, really up above?
$250,000.
Crap.
Wow.
$250,000.
I'm playing Magic.
There's
Starting
actually
tomorrow.
a really cool documentary on Netflix. If anybody listening is interested, I don't remember what it's called, but it's about Magic the Gathering Pro Tour. I watched it. I've seen it twice now.
Right. Now, you said that $250,000, that's from a pool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, typically, how many people share that $250,000? Because I mean, it's not all going to one person.
I think it
Oh, I thought you
Wait,
said
it's all... No,
prize
it's a pool.
payout.
It's
That's
a
what it says.
pool, meaning that multiple
That's
people put
what
in that money,
Okay.
but it all
Okay.
goes to one person.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Yeah, $250,000 plus you get sponsors. I mean, it's like an esports, but not e. It's
Wait.
card sports.
Wait, so like, do people like wear like jumpsuits with like different people's name, like different company
Not
names? on them?
jumpsuits, but like t-shirts and hats, and and you go to, like, if Monster were to be one of your sponsors, you could go to a Monster event talking about what you do as Magic
I
the
want Monster
Gathering.
to sponsor me, but only because I want just free
Yeah, I know.
product.
That would be great. But the next Pro Tour qualifier actually is Pro Tour Kaladesh, which is the next block coming out. I believe it's coming out in October, and it's going to be in Hawaii, October 14th through the 16th.
So you gonna pay for us to cover that, or
Are you going to pay for my entrance fee?
I mean,
you need to be
look,
talking to him?
Are you going to pay for my?
Hey,
You can be my
look-
sponsor,
217. Yeah, I'm Lilith, sponsored by 217 Radio.
right? There you go.
I mean, just so you're aware, though, your pay is going to be like Twinkies.
Susie Q's, please.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's not going to be a lot, maybe a box or two, but that's your pay.
That's fine. I'd be all right with that.
Okay, so how are we going to get to Hawaii, guys? Is there a bus?
Boat.
Paddle boat.
Is there a bus?
Wait, I have a boat.
You do.
You do
I
have,
have
a boat.
A boot.
A boot?
A boot.
What do you
It's
mean,
from Canada.
Ah!
I was just gonna hit it. No, I have a boat with a trolling motor, meaning that it doesn't go very fast.
Well, how fast is not very fast?
Not fast enough to get us to Hawaii.
Well, I mean, eventually. Right?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, we'd have to load the thing up with gas.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so in order to play in a pro tour, these are the things that you have to do. You have to be a top finisher at a regional pro tour qualifier.
Okay.
That'd be like Gen Con. You have to win a Magic Online Championship Series event, be a top finisher in the Grand Prix, have the appropriate Pro Players Club status, which means winning consistently at your local game store, Friday Night Magic stuff, have a certain amount of points, and be a member of the Pro Tour Hall of Fame.
Wow.
There is a Hall of Fame. It's very competitive to get into it. You have to have a certain points amount from your overall forever kind of thing. And people take it very seriously. Very seriously.
That's incredible.
It is. I mean, they just got done in Sydney, Australia. They had Pro Tour Eldritch Moon there.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nuts. It's amazing. And it's... Yeah.
Look,
I would love to play, but I'm not good enough. There's no way.
so
I play casually.
There's like, you've got to like have skill.
Oh my gosh, yes. You have to know every single card that is in your 60 card deck. You have to know the percentage, the probable chance that you're going to pull that specific card at the moment that you need it. You have to be able to see what cards the other player is playing and be able to predict their moves so you don't play your fog, as we said in the opening, too early or too late. Because there comes a point where you're like, had I attacked with this extra guy in turn 7, I would have won. And you literally will kick yourself over this. I do it all the time.
You know what? I'm gonna have to start picking this up.
It's very intensive. But the wonderful thing about Magic the Gathering is that you can be as casual or as professional as you want to be. If you just want to have a couple decks, play with some friends at your house, relax, you can. And
Right.
and you're still considered a Magic the Gathering player. Or you can do what professionals do and spend thousands of dollars on cards and spend all of their time coming up with probability stats, and it's like fantasy football, but like for nerds.
I mean, it sounds fun.
It is.
I like games.
and you have
so-
combinations of different cards that work different ways against people. You also have to know your opponent. Are they a bluffer? Are they the kind of person that's just going to try and run you over with a large amount of creatures? Are they going to... Yeah, there's different play styles.
Wow.
That's why it appeals to everybody. Can appeal to everybody. I like it. So yeah, Pro Tour. It's pretty awesome. I've seen live some of the qualifiers. It gets intense. It gets very it's like pro poker intense levels. I mean, people will stand up and they'll wring their hands and they'll be like, "Oh, I got to jump around."
It's crazy.
I'm
going to look into this hardcore. Like, I'm very interested. I've always been interested in the idea of the game. I've just never played.
Come over some night.
Okay.
You know, when you're free.
Right.
Yeah. Glare.
Cut the tension in here with a knife.
It's true. I was just getting ready to say that. Yeah, my bad.
It could be cut with a spoon.
True.
Call a spade a spade.
So.
It's a spade. It's like a shovel. Like a spoon.
No, I got you.
Why are you staring at
I don't know. I'm just confused.
Don't. Let's look at Mitch.
No, please don't.
Hey, Mitch.
What's up?
Got
Anyway.
anything else for us to talk about?
Yeah, I've actually got a couple more stories.
That's amazing.
Yay.
One that will fill me with rage, and one that will end the show on a happy note.
Okay, good. So rage first.
We're gonna rage first.
Okay.
All right. So yesterday, if you hadn't heard,
Just telling you.
and we talked about this a little bit before we went on air. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the last time that we're gonna talk about Leslie Jones because A, I get upset every time I talk about it, and B, us talking about it only
Perpetuates it.
Yeah, exactly. However, these people went too far this time, in my opinion. They hacked her personal website, and they released her personal private information as well as apparently nude photos that were in her iCloud. These other things that were released were reportedly like her driver's license, her passport.
Her passport?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I have so many words for these people, none of which can be said. Here.
They also posted going back to the story right before Magic, posted a tribute video to the dead gorilla Harambe. All this because she decided to do a freaking Ghostbusters movie.
Which, by the way, she was amazing in.
Yeah.
Can we find out who these people are and post their information?
God, I hope so.
I mean,
Be amazing.
Penelope Garcia, get on that.
And people are going to argue that, this latest attack stems from her getting Milo, whatever his name was, banned from Twitter.
The guy from Breitbart?
Yeah.
Because
Who, again...
Was he on Heroes?
No. We talked about him a couple weeks ago. He's the guy that looks like he's from a bad My Chemical Romance cover band.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking
Yeah.
Yeah. That douche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so she... last I had looked, she hadn't made any kind of announcement or whatever, commented or anything. However, Ghostbusters director Paul Feig tweeted out saying, "What's happening to @LesDog is an absolute outrage. Alt-right, haters, trolls, comedians, whatever you are, you're just sad."
I've never seen, whether it's been a remake or a new movie, I've never seen one person from a film like singled out like this just because they're a black female.
And that's really what it is.
That's exactly what
because
it is.
Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, the other one is escaping me, and I love her on Saturday Night Live.
She's my favorite.
Oh my god. Anyway, but no, the other three actresses, they're getting half the amount of hate that Leslie Jones has gotten.
Well, it's pure racism, and if these people are male, maybe even sexism. I don't know, but it's just stupid.
I think it's sexism even if you're a female doing it.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's pure racism.
Kate McKinnon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love her. She's amazing. But yeah, no, it's stupid. I get so infuriated when these things happen because, like I said, I saw Ghostbusters, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that movie. And she was amazing in it.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine if you didn't like Ghostbusters. That's fine if you don't like Leslie Jones. You don't have to basically ruin it for everybody else.
Right.
Which is basically what's happening. I mean, when is this going to stop? When are they going to be happy? Like, is it going to take for her to completely drop out of acting altogether?
No. It's deplorable and it's sickening, and these people should be ashamed of themselves. They're not, but they should be.
Yeah, and they won't ever be.
Yeah.
And they need a good go find a stick so I can beat you with it moment.
And it's not even that it's a matter of them being anonymous on the internet, because now anymore, like, they're doing it just on their own regular personal Facebook, Twitter pages, whatever. But it's that sense of comfort that you're doing it behind a computer screen.
Mm-hmm. You're not doing it to someone's face.
Yeah.
So,
And here's the other thing. Nobody ever did anything like this to Ernie Hudson.
No, absolutely not.
I just get so angry about it. It's stupid.
And not to take anything away from the original Ghostbusters, but it's not like they were remaking single-handedly the greatest movie in the world ever. Ever. Ghostbusters is fine for what it was, but the original Ghostbusters had its own share of problems as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah, they redid it, they modernized it, and instead of guys, they put girls, which is fine. And they were great. They were amazing.
Why can't we have multiple types of the same movie? I mean, we do it all the time.
Right.
That I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's honestly, it's just stupid. The movie itself is not to blame. The actors or the actresses and actors are not to blame.
I think they're all called actors now.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, like, for purposes of like awards, when it comes to like Oscars and stuff, they still separate between actors and actresses. But in general, they're all actors.
Fair enough.
I mean,
I'm the movie guy.
I don't.
Right? You should know this.
I don't think anybody's gonna crucify you or whatever for still calling Leslie Jones an actress.
I totally will.
But
see, I don't know. I'm in the theater community pretty hardcore, and we refer to, like, when we're referring to like a group of females or one female, we still refer to them as actresses.
Well, okay.
Like,
I have
community
questions
theater.
about it, but I don't. Yeah. What would you say to someone who's gender fluid? That's my question. I mean,
Well,
it's how do you discern when they
however they want to be referred to.
Okay, so it's a personal thing.
When it comes to like, if someone who has a preference, if you have a preference, or it's not obvious and someone asks, I mean, typically it would just be, if you're female, you're an actress. If you're male, you're an actor. But I know there's some gray areas there.
If I'm ever in a play, call me an actor.
Okay.
Even though I am female.
Good to know.
I'd prefer it.
Okay.
Because I'm weird.
Anyways, what else we got? We got one more story,
What's
right?
the happy thing? I want to hear the happy thing.
all right,
Like
well,
happy.
well,
They won't be happy to me.
I don't think you're gonna be happy because of some of the conversations that we had over the weekend. I don't
had
think
a
you're gonna be
lot.
happy.
Had a lot.
There is in London, there is a new restaurant. It's called the Little Yellow Door. Diners will place a reservation via like WhatsApp or whatever, and then when they get there, they have the option of ordering off of a regular menu or off of a special emoji menu. And the descriptions are all an emoji.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's absurd.
This article.
I want the poop emoji. That's chocolate. No, it's poop.
This article.
Look at his face of glee. He is so excited. Looks like a little kid in a emoji restaurant.
Can we see this menu? Is this menu available?
The article that I read, which granted I read it real quick and I didn't look at any of the pictures, so maybe. But the example that this article gives has cow face, baguette, and rocket ship. So a little bit later down in the article, we find out what that means, and it translates to a seared steak roll with truffle mayo, caramelized onions, and rocket, which apparently is a term for a warm arugula salad.
Huh. Yeah, I would not have got that.
Yeah.
I just want to see both menus. Can I? I mean, that sounds awesome, though, right?
Yeah. There the reasoning for doing it, well, when they were deciding, how to come up with the menu or whatever, they discussed maybe making it either super easy, or saying, well, it's kind of the point with emojis to sit and try to figure out what the other person is saying or whatever. Which I'm bad at emojiing. I don't know what a lot of the things mean.
Look, I'm a basic emojier.
I found it.
Okay. So for my emojis, like I'll just do like if I'm sad, the sad crying face or whatever, happy, whatever. The wink, flirty. But yeah.
All right, let's see if you can guess this.
Okay.
It's a baguette. This is a main dish.
Okay, main dish.
It's a baguette with a drumstick, like a chicken drumstick,
Right.
and then it says with bacon, a thing of bacon, a thing of tomato, and then an avocado.
Okay. Is it like a sandwich?
I would assume that it is like a chicken BLT
Right.
sandwich. Yeah.
But with avocado instead of the lettuce.
Yeah. Or there's a baguette with a cow face, and then there's a shroom, what looks like an acorn, and a rocket ship. And I don't know what that would be. A rocket ship? What's a rocket
The
ship?
arugula salad.
Yeah.
Now I know. So
Yeah.
I'm set on the arugula
Alright,
salad.
there's a picture of a bowl, a chicken drumstick, money with wings, with carrot and blue diamond cheese. That top one says a starter. It's exactly what I said it is.
Yeah, it's like
It's a bowl.
So I'm guessing it's like beef and chicken. That's very expensive.
Oh, so like bison or Kobe beef and chicken.
Possibly.
Like very
Well,
buffalo.
let me see it real quick.
It's a picture of it.
Well, why is the money after the chicken then if it's Kobe beef?
Maybe both of them are expensive. What's really expensive? Chicken.
Chicken.
Cornish hen? I don't know.
Tyson?
Pretty cheap.
Dude, I mean like your personal chicken. Like you get your own. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. Mm-hmm.
So they're not the first restaurant or company to do anything like this. In fact, even I think it was last year, Domino's.
Pizza Hut.
No, it was Domino's.
Domino's, you could order with the pizza emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to go through and actually set up a profile or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, you could emoji it up, and then you'd get your reg.
Currently, Pizza Hut released an all emoji menu at select restaurants in the UK.
They would.
They would.
Yeah.
So that's it then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So where does it end though? I mean, is it just going to? Are we going to go full circle in terms of language?
Really?
Go from hieroglyphics to spoken, or written out letters or whatever, and then going back to pictures? Is that our end game?
Maybe. I don't think I'll ever be comfortable in a world where it's all emojis.
No.
There's a Brooklyn bar that has a drink menu that's all emojis.
Not the main point, but one point that it was kind of a throwaway in that article. The emoji is 20 years old. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was big in Japan for a long time until Apple got its hands on it in like 2010, 2011, something like that.
Huh.
But yeah, the emoji is 20 years old.
98.
98.
Wow.
It's cray.
Amazing.
I always have to throw it down at that point,
If you're gonna throw it down, that's the part.
I mean, that's
Exactly.
the drop, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for the Geek Awakens. Please tune in to the rest of the exciting content we have right here on 217radio.com. Mondays we've got Pick and Joe Show, and on Mondays we wear pink. Wednesdays we have the Snack Shack with Cheeto and the Nut. Of course, Thursday nights we're back here with the Geek Awakens.
Hey, isn't there something going on Monday?
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of announcement or something?
There is a massive announcement on the Pick and Joe Show.
Wahoo!
Joe's going to make America great again.
That's not where I thought you were going.
Yes, Joe's going to make America great again. Or at least Springfield. We're going to find out.
Does he have hats?
No.
Well, then he can't make America great without a hat.
Springfield great, though.
He can't make Springfield great without a hat.
Well, whatever. And he owns hats, I mean... Anyways, not that it matters. Tune in Monday night at 6:30 to the Pickett and Joe Show. We'll tell you what the big announcement is. It's huge. It's a massive thing.
Huge.
It's huge.
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 There you go.
Oh, I didn't. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh.
Welcome to the internet, Pickett.
I'm the technology guy.
Right?
Well, I
don't know anything about Ghostbusters or movies or anything. Dirt.
No, hold on a second.
Just this show. Normally, this is all you.
Technology, not internet.
That's fair. That's fair.
They're different.
Yeah, I'm more internet than you.
Exactly. I'm gonna start assigning everybody like a specific like specialty on this show. What's
mine?
I don't even know everything.
I think after tonight, yours is annoying Pickett. That's your specialty.
I like it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Don't forget to check us out next week, same time, same place. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.